If you've got $5, you can make this one-pot dinner for your family tonight. I'm going to show you easy $5 recipes, whether it's for dinner, a casserole, or a delicious 2-ingredient pumpkin bread. Each recipe only costs $5 to make, and they are so delicious. Okay, let's chop the vegetables. Okay, let's toast our stars or estrellas. You could also use fideo for this. I'm using 7 ounces. This was a 50-cent bag, by the way. A little cooking oil. And I call these pantry staples. Cooking oil, water, salt, and pepper. Those are things that I just consider pantry staples. So, going in. And over a medium-low heat, maybe low heat, you want to toast this. It's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes. Now I'm going to add the carrots and onion. I'm going to continue the saute for a couple of minutes. I'm going to add a pinch of salt. Now for the garlic. Don't let the garlic burn, so it's a quick saute. Gonna add the corn, zucchini, and tomato. Tomato. I have 1 chicken bouillon cube. Gonna crumble that up. Mix that in. Zucchini. Give it a good mix. Now let's add water. I'm gonna crank up the heat, by the way. Pepper. Okay, everything's in the pot. At this point, I'm going to taste the broth and adjust the salt and seasoning to my preference, and I suggest you do the same. Also, if you have pantry staples like onion powder, garlic powder, ground cumin, you can definitely add that. I just wanted to showcase how you could take $5 out of your pocket and buy the ingredients to make this delicious one-pot dinner. You could also spend a little extra and add ground beef, which is actually kind of pricey these days, which is why I didn't add it. Ground chicken, ground turkey, or just 1 chicken breast, and slice it up and add it into the pot. It all works to make this a delicious meal. And if you want to make it even heartier, make quesadillas on the side. It's so good with this. Okay, this is ready. And this does not take long to cook. Oh, it smells great. And here we are. You could call this a $5 soup. I call it a $5 one-pot dinner. So good. So while I serve this, I want to show you exactly what it cost me to make this. Aside from salt, pepper, and cooking oil, these are the ingredients. The carrot was 26 cents, an ear of corn, 63 cents, a head of garlic, 50 cents, tomato, 50 cents, onion, 62 cents, zucchini, 59 cents, the bag of pasta is about 50 cents, the chicken bouillon cubes are around $1, and it all comes out to $4.69. And that's within my $5 budget. It's hot. First bite. You gotta try it. It's so good. Pour egg over zucchini for a delicious meal. This is so easy to make and it's so good. Here we go. So I'm working with 1 zucchini, and what I'm going to do is place this cloth and my box grater here, and I'm going to grate this medium to large zucchini. I've cut off the ends. And you could thinly slice zucchini or julienne, but ultimately what you'll want to do is to try to squeeze out most of the water content and moisture from the zucchini. So shredding it makes that a lot easier. Okay, so what I'm going to do is add a pinch of salt, mix that around. You can let it set. This helps to draw out most of the moisture from the zucchini, and you'll want to just kind of twist the cloth and press any moisture and water content. This is also a good method if you are going to make homemade zucchini bread. And I skip this step and it gets soggy if you bake it into bread, so make sure you squeeze out the moisture. So I have some rendered bacon fat or grease that I keep on the side of my stove. I'm going to use that last little bit, and here is a small baking dish. You could use something like a 6 to 7 square or round cake pan for this. I don't even think this baking dish is 1 quart, so something less. Okay, so here is my prepped, grated, and pressed and squeezed zucchini. So I'm just going to add that as the bottom layer to my greased baking dish. You could also butter your baking dish, but I actually like to have rendered bacon fat for things like this. It adds a lot of flavor. Okay, so just continue to sort of create this bottom layer. Now I'm going to beat 5 large eggs in a bowl. I'm going to add a pinch of salt to the eggs. Here I'm going to shake in some onion powder and some smoked paprika. Season with Italian seasoning. You could add garlic powder, salt, pepper, it all works. Use what you've got. So I'm going to just combine those and now pour over the zucchini. Okay, with pouring the egg over the zucchini and baking, totally works. But I'm going to add some sliced Roma tomato, just 1 large Roma tomato for this, to cover the top surface area. And you'll want to preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. I have baked this particular dish in a 400-degree Fahrenheit oven. That also works, you just have to watch the cook time. So I've grated some Parmesan cheese, and I'm just going to add that on the top of the egg and zucchini. You could also sub the Parmesan with your favorite sharp cheddar cheese. It totally works. I actually sometimes use Oaxaca cheese. It just depends what I have in my fridge. Now I'm going to add the sliced tomatoes. Sometimes I like to add Italian sausage into the mix with bell peppers, onion, and mushrooms. It makes a great variation to this baked dish. It's so good. Okay, last tomato, I'm just going to shimmy that right into the corner. And you'll want to bake this in a preheated oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 25 to 30 minutes or until it's cooked in the center. This took about 30 to 35 minutes in my oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, but you'll want to watch it to make sure that it's just cooked in the center. Cook time always varies, but this smells amazing and I'm so hungry. And this portion will definitely feed 2 to 3 people. Okay, so I'm going to let this hang out because I'm going to serve some toast on the side. By the way, I make this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you'll notice there is some moisture at the top. That is not egg, that's actually moisture from the tomatoes. But if you want to bake it longer to let the moisture evaporate, you can do that. But trust me, it is cooked through. So to stay within a $5 budget, this is what you would need. You'd need the Roma tomato at 25 cents, the zucchini at 59 cents, and instead of Parmesan cheese, you could opt for mozzarella or Monterey Jack cheese. Here, a dozen of eggs, and it's all within the $5 budget at $4.87. And you could add extra eggs and extra cheese in the mix to make a larger casserole. So today I'm making that 2-ingredient pumpkin bread, and I'm starting with a 15-ounce can of pure pumpkin puree. This is not the pumpkin pie puree, this is just pumpkin. And a box of spice cake mix. This has cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice in it. It goes great with pumpkin. Okay, so here I'm working with an 8x4 loaf pan. If you have like a 9x5, that also works. The cook time might be less. So I put parchment paper in this, and this is ready to go. So in my bowl, I've added all of that pumpkin puree, and now I'm going to empty the contents of the cake mix bag. Thankfully, the weather has cooled off a bit. Now, it's not completely cool in Texas, but it's less than 100 degrees most days, so I'm happy about that. Okay, with a fork, I'm going to combine and mix everything well. So you'll want to mix this until it looks like this. Okay, so this is all combined and mixed, and it literally is 2 ingredients. So in my prepped loaf pan, I'm just going to scoop everything out into the pan. And like I said, you want to put parchment paper. Well, don't do that. But like I said, use parchment paper, or at least put some sort of like cooking oil or butter just to make sure the loaf comes out. So I'm just going to make sure I can scrape pretty much everything out of the bowl and put it right into the loaf pan. And then I'm going to just sort of smooth out the top. By the way, you'll want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And that beep lets me know that my oven is preheated. So now this is going into the oven. So the cook time will vary if you're using a bigger loaf pan, but for the one I'm using today, it takes about 40 minutes. Okay, so this is pretty much at the 40-minute mark, so I'm going to remove it from the oven and carefully place it down on my counter or stovetop here. And at this point, you'll want to check it with the toothpick to make sure that it's cooked through. And there should be some crumbs on the toothpick, but for the most part, this is done. And it took 40 minutes in this loaf pan. So I'm going to remove it, and this makes this job so easy with the parchment paper, and just place it here to cool. And while that cools a little bit, I will show you how I make this homemade cinnamon icing. And you really don't need to ice this. You can serve just like this. It's really good with coffee. But let me go ahead and show you this homemade icing that's easy. So here in a bowl, I already have 1.5 cups of powdered sugar or confectioner sugar. And to that, I am going to add a pinch of salt. And literally less than 1/4 teaspoon works for this. I'm going to mix that up and kind of get rid of some of the clumps in the powdered sugar. I'm just going to take this little whisk and mix it around and break up any lumps that I see in the bowl. So to keep the ingredients at a $5 budget, you would just need to add cold water a tablespoon at a time until you achieve a thick glazed consistency. But I'm going to show you, if you have extra ingredients, how to make this. Here I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I'm also going to add a little bit of, this is actually table cream, but you could use heavy cream. I just have a jar of this Mexican table cream, and I'm going to use like a tablespoon and start working everything into the powdered sugar. And you want to start little by little with the liquid ingredients. I'm also going to shake in some ground cinnamon, like 1/4 teaspoon works for this. If you want more, go for it. Give that a mix. Here I'm going to add a tablespoon of water. This is cold water going in. And you could essentially just add heavy cream or the table cream that I'm using, but I wanted to just sort of loosen it up with a little bit of water. And here I'm going to add another tablespoon of that table cream or heavy cream. And that should do the trick to getting this icing mixed and combined together. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. And what I'm going to do is, here I have my cooled loaf. This is my pumpkin loaf or bread, and it's still sort of warm, and it's the perfect temperature to add this icing. The warmth will sort of get this thick icing to sort of get melty and sort of drip all over the top, and then let it set for about 15 to 20 minutes if you can help it. I have someone that wants a slice already.
It's almost done.
So this has set for about 10 minutes. I think it's good enough. My little one wants a slice already. So I'm just going to take a knife and slice right into it. It's as easy as that. And you can see the icing has already somewhat set, and it kind of has that snap on the exterior. It's so good. And it's very tender and moist on the inside of this 2-ingredient pumpkin loaf with icing. So let's go over the ingredients that I purchased to make the $5 budget version. So here, the boxed cake mix is $1.72, the pumpkin puree is $1.22, and the powdered sugar or confectioner's sugar is $1.55, coming out to $4.49, and that stays within the budget. So if you want to share some of your budget-friendly tips on creating delicious meals, let me know in the comment section. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.